This is one of my favorite standalone episodes, Darren, because we toe the line between, wow, those guys are geniuses, to, wow, what were they thinking with those picks?
Maybe we should call this episode was it Genius or Doofus? Maybe that's what. I hope that's a nice word. I don't even know if that's. I don't think it's a mean word.
Let's go ahead and jump in the deep end and make some picks for this week's matchups. At 11 a.m., an early game, ESPN is carrying it. The Oklahoma Sooners travel to Oxford to face the Ole Miss Rebels. Both teams seem to be on a different trajectory. Seems to be lopsided on paper. OU's made a change at offensive coordinator. Will it make a difference in this game? Darren, who do you like?
I got to go with Ole Miss. It's going to be, no matter how good Oklahoma's defense is, they're just going to spend so much time on the field. It's going to make it very, very difficult. And I think it's an obstacle they can't overcome. I think Ole Miss wins this game and does it well, does it convincingly, truthfully. How about you?
Ole Miss at 18 still has a chance for the playoffs if they run the table. This game matters to them. They are playing for the playoffs. I think that's going to become apparent as we watch this game. Ole Miss with the victory. Next game is an 11:45 game carried on the SEC network. The Arkansas Razorbacks are traveling to Starkville to face the Mississippi Bulldogs. Arkansas at 4-3, Mississippi State at 1-6. Darren, who do you like in this matchup?
I got to go with our old buddy Sam Pittman, and it's an offense defense matchup. Again, you look at Arkansas's offense; they're putting up over 450, and Mississippi State is basically allowing 450. I think facing a Bobby Petrino offense where you on average allow 450 yards a game is not a very good recipe. I don't think that's going to go well. I think Arkansas pulls this win off. How about you?
I'm going to call the upset on this one. Everything you said about Bobby Petrino is right. On paper, this looks like a buffet for him to dine to his heart's content and pick apart a pretty bad Bulldog defense. They're due, though. Mississippi State is due for a win.
Yep.
I'm going to call the upset.
Nice. Well done.
Our next game is a 2:30 afternoon game carried on ABC. The 21-ranked Missouri Tigers, fresh off of that comeback victory, a quarterback who left the stadium to go get an MRI at a hospital, come back, finish a game, lead them to a comeback victory against Alabama's rival Auburn. Now the Tigers are traveling down to Tuscaloosa to face the 15th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, fresh off that loss to Tennessee. Darren, who's your pick?
Everything in me wants to call the upset on this one. And I think I would honestly pull it and say I'm going to go with it if it were in Columbia. I don't think I buy the upset in Tuscaloosa. To me, that's the difference. And so I'm going with Alabama in this one. I think they pull off the win. How about you?
I agree. Alabama. If Alabama loses this game, Tuscaloosa may end up burning.
That's exactly right.
A 3:15 afternoon game on the SEC network. The 5th-ranked Texas Longhorns are traveling to beautiful Nashville, Tennessee to play the Vanderbilt Commodores.
The 25th ranked Vanderbilt Commodores. Just wanted to make sure we put that in there. That's all.
I defer to you. I wasn't about to steal your thunder.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Darren, do I have to ask who you're picking in this one?
Like I've said in our previous episode this week and in previous episodes in other weeks, I'm going to go with them till they prove me wrong. This will be the third. This is the third upset consecutively that I've called. I'm calling the upset. Vanderbilt for the win. How about you?
I might go along with you if Texas had pulled off the victory against Georgia and was because then you have the letdown that comes after a huge game like that. But they got manhandled against
Yep.
Georgia. They're angry. They want to reassert their dominance in their first year in the SEC. I think the Longhorns win. I'm sorry, my friend.
Your pick makes sense, but we'll see. That's all I'm saying.
But if you want to go, we can still hang out on Music Row afterwards. Let's
Hey,
go
there you
down to
go. That's
Broadway.
right. Go down to Broadway, hang out.
A 6:30 evening game, probably the biggest game of the night, at least in the SEC for sure, carried on
Absolutely.
ABC. The eighth ranked LSU Tigers traveled to College Station to face the 14th ranked Texas A&M Aggies. Both teams have one loss. They both lost their first game of the season, and since then, both teams have been rolling victory after victory after victory. This
Mhm.
game is for first place in the SEC. What a huge
Yeah.
game. Darren, who do you like in this one?
It's tough because it's at Kyle Field. And if I'm an LSU fan, that scares me because no matter the circumstance, that is not a it's not a good place to have to go play. That being said, it's a 2.5 point spread, which basically means the experts think it's a pick 'em. Basically, A&M's getting the equivalent of 3 points because it's there at home. That kind of scenario, if you look at the over under, they basically are calling this like a 36-28 game, something like that. That close, that kind of margin of error. I've got to go with LSU having the ability to close it out when they need to, as opposed to this A&M team with some of the struggles they've had. So I'm going to go with LSU. I think LSU pulls off the win there in Kyle Field. How about you?
I anticipate a terrific game. Both well coached teams,
Yep.
both teams with a lot of confidence. I'm going to go with my heart here. I'm going LSU.
Well done.
And then another evening game, 6:45, which at the beginning of the season looked a lot better than
Yeah.
it does now. Hence its relegation to the SEC network. The Auburn
Hmm.
Tigers at 2-5 travel to Lexington to face a Kentucky team at 3-4 that just got pushed around by Florida. They're in
Hmm.
Lexington. They're at Kroger Field. Darren, is it going to make a difference? Who do you like?
I think home field is the only thing that makes a difference in this game. Both teams have so many struggles. I think Kentucky has the opportunity to get the crowd behind them, feel a little bit of momentum, let their defense dominate this very struggling Auburn offense. And I mean, goodness gracious, the final score might be 9-6. But I think Kentucky pulls it off as a home field win. How about you?
I'm looking at what Oklahoma did firing their offensive coordinator. I'm looking at you, Mark Stoops. Your offense is absolutely
Oof.
atrocious. There has to be some drastic changes made
Yep.
because you're not showing any improvement at all. Auburn, at least with Peyton Thorne, has the ability to generate points. Will the Kentucky defense show up? Are they going to get so frustrated with the offense to say, what's the point? We go out there, we bust our tails, the offense can't put any points on the board.
Yep.
I hope they have more pride than that. And that's why I'm going to go with Kentucky on this one. Even though there's a part of me that wants to pick Auburn, I'm going to stick with the Wildcats winning at home. And that's why I'm picking them because they're at home.
Agree.
So those are our picks for this upcoming week. Make your picks. Join our college pick'em. There's a link right below where Darren is pointing. So you just click on that and you can join. It doesn't matter if you haven't done any picks already this year. There's never too late to jump
Hmm.
in. And when you make more right picks than we do, be sure to let us have it and tell us you guys need to be replaced. And maybe
Absolutely.
you're the one that needs to do the podcast. But we appreciate you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends. It means a lot to us. Enjoy all the games this weekend. We are
Yep.
so blessed to be in the middle of college football season. It's a great time of year. Watch the games with friends, family. Enjoy being together with folks as you cheer for your team. You yell at the officials and you pull whatever hair out you have left. But hopefully, at the end of the day, you're celebrating. And
Exactly.
so enjoy, and until next time, make sure you take care.